You're listening to Beyond the Fourth Wall, an audio look at the visual arts in Denton, Texas, the home of happiness. Beyond the Fourth Wall streams live almost every Wednesday high atop the historic Campus Theater in beautiful downtown Denton. I am your host, Eamon Wadico, and sitting next to me is my Ed McMahon, my Paul Schaefer, my Rod Roddy, Mr. Dennis Welch. Hello, Dennis.
Hello there, Damon, and hello to our millions of viewers out there in Radio Land.
Yes, that would be listeners in Radio Land.
Oh, they might be watching.
That's all right. So you got a calendar for us?
I do. I have a calendar right here.
All right.
What do you want to know?
What's coming up in and around Denton and the Campus Theater?
The very next thing is a benefit performance this Saturday called Ray Rock. It's the second annual Ray Rock, and we have a special guest tonight who will be telling you all about that shortly. The next weekend at the Campus Theater is Collage 2014 Denton Dance Festival.
Oh.
Which is presented by the Denton City Contemporary Ballet. And it includes local companies which present original work in a concert setting.
And what are the dates for that?
That is March 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
At 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m. both evenings.
And then I think we have something at the Black Box.
That's right, at the Point Bank Black Box Theater.
Point Bank Black Box Theater.
Just
say that fast.
On the other side of the square from the Campus Theater, we have an original work by a local playwright called Atrium. And that will be March 28th and 29th, which is a Friday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And then a Sunday matinee on the 30th at 2 p.m. 3 performances only.
And we should probably let people know that that's more of a grown-up show, so...
It is.
Leave the kiddies at home.
It's recommended for mature audiences only. I've read the script. Yes, leave the kids at home. It's a great play.
And I recommend that for almost everything, but...
It's a great play.
Almost.
It really is. I think everyone will enjoy it. So get your tickets early.
So, I haven't seen you in a while. How you been?
I have been terrific. And yourself?
Good.
I see you're sporting a new do.
I got a haircut.
Yes, and I bet I know why.
Why?
Because you're in the cast of Hello, Dolly, which is coming up next month at the Campus Theater.
Which we will be talking about in greater detail later.
Boy,
yeah,
I hope so.
That's one of the reasons. Plus, you know, I was tired of looking like a homeless person. Not that there's anything wrong with being a homeless person, but actually there is. But
you didn't look like a homeless person. You just look like somebody out of a 1960s folk group.
Well, some people where I work thought otherwise, but thank you. So this past weekend, the perfect storm of events, I would say. 3 big events.
Yes.
Can you name them all?
Yes, we had a special benefit for Jackson Strecker at the Center for Visual Arts. As many of you know, Jackson suffered a brain hemorrhage January 1st. It was quite a devastating episode, which he will have a long time to recover from, but he is progressing quite nicely.
And they raised a ton of money.
They did. They already reached their goal of $20,000, but we still also one of the performances of Hello, Dolly is going to be a benefit for Jackson as well.
Yes. So there was that. There was the Tejas Storytelling Festival and MTD Spamalot all going on around the same time.
Well, for a few hours, they were all happening at the same time.
Yeah. Wow. And we mentioned Jam for Jackson, which was the fundraiser this weekend. And this coming weekend, as we mentioned, we have another fundraiser, and it is called Ray Rock. And tonight our guest is Victor Gann, who I guess is in charge of Ray Rock. He's going to tell us all about it. Hello.
Well, hello, and thank you very much for having me.
Well, welcome to the show. just so for people who don't know, and I have to admit, I until just recently was one of them. What is Ray Rock?
Well, I've got to give you the long story.
Oh,
That's the only type that I know.
that's good. Then I don't have to talk so much. So please, we like the long story.
What this is, it is the second annual fundraiser that we're doing for a family that has applied to our foundation. The foundation is the Raylan's Heart Foundation. That's the name that we have.
Okay.
What we are is we can help families in need of a child that needs a heart transplant. Last year, someone that was very close to quite a few of us, somebody who had done all sorts of stuff for me whenever I play, roadie, manager, a little bit of everything.
So we should say that you're a musician, and
I try to be.
and you're talking about the music community here. I'm guessing that this person was.
As far as that, yes, that's how I got involved,
Right.
and everybody that I've been getting involved. Eric Stinger, it's the Stinger family, had a beautiful baby girl born the way that anybody would want their child to be born. A few weeks after her birth, she became very sick, came down with something. I don't think there's any way to find out exactly what it was, but because of her age, it attacked her heart.
Oh,
They found out very quickly. We went from, literally within days of this girl being completely healthy to a few days later, she needs a heart and she needs it now. A whole bunch of us got together, just started trying to think of whatever we could do to do something, because we already knew at this point bills and everything are just going to be insane.
right.
Well, everybody kind of came to me, since I do know some people in the area, and I do have contact with bands and that sort of thing, because this is it's all I've ever done is music.
Right.
Well, last year we got the first one off the ground, and everything happened very, very fast. I just called people that I knew, saying, "Hey, we're going to throw something together this date. Can you do something, performance, whatever, and help us out?"
Where was it held last year? Because again, I have to admit, it was somehow off my radar, and I missed
Oh well,
it.
everything last year happened so fast.
Right.
Yeah, don't feel bad about that at all. It was at Scooter's Tavern
Okay.
in Sanger. They had offered the place and the time, everything for us to do it. For whatever reason, I've never been the president of a foundation. I've never run a fundraiser before. I didn't know what sort of numbers to look at, but I had the number. I wanted 1,000 people and $20,000.
Right.
Well, I didn't get the 1,000 people. I got 972, and we got
Pretty
$24,000.
All right. Fantastic.
We had coverage from most of the local news stations, papers, everything, because we are talking a pretty severe case. Well, it did so well that it did allow us, the foundation, to really help out the Stinger family. We've paid expenses, bills, all of that sort of stuff to them. And so far, there's the only family that has applied to us. Well, with us being a foundation and having some success last year, plus the family is still going through treatments, everything, Raylan is still sick. We need to do another one.
Is her condition improved, or is she stable? Or?
She's stable.
Okay.
It's improved from this point last year. At this point last year, she needed a heart, and she needed it now. I'm probably going to get the terminology wrong, but she was a 1A, meaning that as soon as the heart came in, she was getting it. She was responded extremely well to medication, and at this point, she's not that high up on the list. She does have to take therapy because her development is a little bit behind of what a normal, at this point, 16-month-old will be. But compared to last year, the doctors have even told the family, you're in miracle territory right now. So far, so good.
Right.
But there's still expenses, there's still bills, and with us being a foundation, sooner or later there's going to be somebody else that qualifies for help.
Well, I'm wondering, how do you go from wanting to have a fundraiser and help somebody out and then becoming a foundation? I mean, how does that work and why?
Taxes.
Ah.
Is the easiest answer I can give you. Many times, you can be in a convenience store wherever, and you'll see, hey, this weekend we're having whatever for this family, which is great and all of that. And there may be a lot of money or whatever to come into that, but that family or whoever receives it is going to have to pay out quite a bit of it because somebody's going to notice that amount of money coming in. Well, with us being a foundation, there are some of those things that we can get around. Not that we're breaking any laws or anything like that, but since we are a foundation, a company, we qualify for certain breaks.
Right.
Well, we can invest some money to help that grow, but also at the same time, being a foundation, we have to be open to whoever would qualify, if you will. So that's how it came about. Not only can we now help this one family, but you know what? Maybe if we do a good enough job, maybe we can help somebody else down the road if they need it.
So last year you said you had it at a bar, Scooters.
Scooters.
And this year you're having it here at the campus theater.
Oh, yes.
And I'm wondering how that came about. Because you said you had packed in, like 900 people into Scooters?
972. Well, it wasn't all at one time. It was an all-day event, just
see.
like it is going to be this year.
Oh, okay.
Last year we had the first annual Ray Rock at Scooters Tavern in Sanger. It did really well, better than, what I really thought it would do. I still wanted that 1,000 people and $20,000. Well, I didn't get the 1,000 people, but I got close and we got 24,000. So that wherever the 20,000 came from, we exceeded it. But we did good enough that we were able to help the family out some. And we got, to a certain degree, our name out there.
Now, when you did the first one last year, were you already a foundation, or
Yes.
did you become the foundation? Okay.
I mean, just not too much beforehand because we are, the name of the foundation is Raylan's Heart Foundation. The family that we're helping right now is the Stinger family. Well, the daughter is Raylan Stinger. So we are a foundation inspired by her story.
Exactly.
So, she had gotten sick. And in the process of us trying to figure out what to do and how to do it is when we became a foundation. So we were technically a foundation before the event took place, but we're not talking by months. We're talking by days.
And that is a big undertaking. I imagine there is a ton of paperwork to become a foundation.
Oh, I only saw a portion of it because I just had to sign stuff.
Oh, okay.
Jay Hopp, he's the guy that I refer to as the tax guy.
Right.
He is the one who dealt with all of that. He undertook that whole process. And, this time of the year is his busy time of the year anyway with tax season going on. Well, all of that was going on while he was doing the paperwork for the foundation. I know he was extremely tired. I don't know if he slept for months, but he did it all.
That's great. So how big, that is, how many bands will be performing at this?
I'm going to have to run down the list because the actual number I don't remember.
Wow. That is huge.
But our first artist comes on at 11 a.m., Alyssa Reynolds.
That's early for a musician to get up.
Well, see, I'm not even going to go to sleep the night before, right?
I couldn't.
Then we also have another Denton band, the Mothers.
Okay.
We have Ellie Meyer. We have Melissa Ratley. We have New Voodoo. We have Josh Knight, the Vintage Experience. We have Victor Gann. We have Cross in Maine. We have Carrie Cooper. We have Laura Nichols.
Wow.
I think I may have run through them all.
So do you know any of these bands?
I'm not familiar with their music. I've heard a couple of the names.
Yeah, I think I've heard a couple of the names,
Yeah.
but yeah, I haven't been involved in the Denton music scene
So that's going to
the
run like
90s.
from 11 a.m. to about 11 midnight.
Yes, New Voodoo is our closer. They're just a kind of a straight ahead rock band. I believe they're going to come on at 10:30, maybe 11, somewhere in that area, and then they're closing it out. So yeah, we're looking at a whole day thing.
Sounds great.
And we have a little bit of something for everybody. Alyssa Reynolds, the girl who's starting it off, she's gospel, but we have country, we have pop, we have rock.
Wow,
We have country, we have crazy guitar stuff like I do.
A little something for everybody.
That's what I was going for, because what I didn't want is it to be an all-day rock event or an all-day country event. Because number one, you start getting so many watered-down acts that how do you tell, was Act 6 better than Act 4?
Right.
I don't know. They all just start kind of running together. But at the same time, if we're trying to make this an all-day thing where we want people to be able to come in at any time. If somebody wants to come in at 11 o'clock and come in back at 11 at night, great, do it. You're going to see something completely different. You're not going to be here for 15 minutes and see the whole thing.
It certainly appeals to a wider audience. It seems to me you get more people that way with a variety of music.
I hope so. And what we found out last year, because I know some people had brought up concerns to me last year, like, hey, Victor, we should have all the bands kind of have a common theme. Well, ask my wife. My mind doesn't work like other people's. Yeah, a common theme is great to a certain point. I mean, if we were doing 2 or 3 hours, okay, I could do that. But again, with this being an all-day thing, music is music, and musicians will tell you, we don't worry about genre. We worry about good or bad. I don't worry about heavy metal or postmodern or pop.
Right, you just want it to be good.
Yeah.
I can agree more. I always hated in the record stores the way they sort of ghettoize into these sections. Just put it all in alphabetical order and
there
let
you go.
People just decide for themselves. Too many closed minds.
I agree, because I love Johnny Cash. I love Iron Maiden.
Right.
And hundreds in between.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
And I'm willing to bet that, since I mentioned Iron Maiden, I'm willing to bet that if you rated their CD collection, I bet you would find some Johnny Cash in their CD collection.
Right. Well, so would you say people need to call the babysitters, or is this good for the entire family? I mean, is this a good family event?
It's all ages are welcome. We want everybody possible to be here.
Right.
And, price-wise, we're not trying to gouge everybody, because last year we ran into some things that I had never even thought about. We just set a flat fee of, I think it was $15 or something like that to come in. And, again, you could be there all day long. Well, as soon as we did that, we started having families show up, families of 5, families of 6.
Right.
Okay, I'm not going to, I can't in good conscience charge each one of you $15.
You're a softy.
Well, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm not trying to get rich off anybody or anything like that.
Right.
And I may have my moments, but I try to be fair. So the flat fee is, if I walked in, would be $15. But if it's a family of 3 or more, it's $5 per person.
That's reasonable.
Students and seniors are $10. So I'm trying to do everything I can to make this available to as many people as possible.
Sure. And of course, if they want to, I'm sure that there will be a way for them to donate even more money.
Yes. We've got T-shirts, we've got stickers, we've got bands,
right.
Those little bracelets. We're going to be selling Cokes and water. And then also, if people want to donate straight off of RaylandsHeart.org, we do have a website up that has a PayPal link and everything that goes straight to the bank account. Trying to cover all bases.
Well, listen, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out, and hopefully you'll join us again another time just to talk about the music scene in Denton sometime.
I would love to. Ask me anytime, and thank you very much for having me.
We'll do that. Good luck with Ray Rock. And again...
It sounds great. You're doing wonderful work, and I hope it's a huge success.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
But real quick, once again, it's Friday and Saturday. No,
Friday we're setting up.
Friday to be set up. So
Saturday the 15th, the doors are going to open at 9 a.m. First artist comes on at 11.
Okay, and it shuts down when?
When New Voodoo is done blowing the roof off the place.
All right. Well, again, good luck with that. Hope that we will see many more of these. And that will do it for Beyond the Fourth Wall this week. Special thanks to our guest, Victor Gann. Special thanks to DentonRadio.com. At Denton Radio, we support local. Our email address, as always, is fourthwallradio@hotmail.com. Please write to us if you have anything you need to promote or want to be a guest. We want this show to be for everyone. And that's it for me. And Dennis, anything else?
No, thank you for being here, Victor.
Oh, again, thank you very much for having me. I greatly appreciate it.